real quick. There we go. Okay, at least we didn't get into any of the super important stuff, just the about me section. So hopefully that was a good little intro for you guys. Let me, I don't like that it's on this screen because I can't see. So y'all, I'm really good at social media. I am not good when it comes to working my Zoom. So let me actually share screen too. Okay. All right. So, and I'm going to move my chat GPT right over here. All right. So now you guys should be able to see my chat GPT. And I'm going to just reopen my chat over here so I can see. So if you see me looking over here, it's just so I can see on that side. All right. So first and foremost, in the chat, I would love to know those of you that have chat GPT. Please just say yes or no in the chat for me so I know who has ChatGPT and who does not have ChatGPT. Okay, so it looks like the majority of you do. A few of you said no, but that's totally okay. After this, you're going to want to get ChatGPT. So we will take a look. Oh, we got some smiley faces. Okay, fantastic. Now, secondly, what about Canva? How many of you guys have a Canva account, whether it's free or paid? Few no's, few yeses, a lot of yeses, few no's. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so let's get started in ChatGPT. So first and foremost, ChatGPT is just a huge benefit when it comes to being able to create content and using it for social media marketing. So if you're not in ChatGPT, I highly encourage you at least to get on the free version. You simply would go to the chat.openai.com and you can sign up for the free version and start playing around with it. There is just so much use that you can really get out of ChatGPT in general. But in order to do what I'm going to share with you today, you would need to be on the paid version, and that is $20 per month. Definitely worth it if you think that this, after looking at today, if you think you're like, yes, I need to do that, I highly encourage you to upgrade your plan or, get on a plan if you're not. And simply to do that, just as a little side note, I'll walk you through that. If you're in your ChatGPT account, you would actually just click on your name in the bottom left corner and go to My Plan. And then you would be able to upgrade right here. So I'm obviously already on the Plus plan. You would upgrade right there. So if it's something that after this, you're like, yes, I want to be able to do all of those things, Charles, that's where you would go do that. So I'm going to share with you how to create first a social media assistant. I call it an assistant. Technically, it's called a GPT. You may have heard, if you've been on ChatGPT for a while, plugins. Plugins have changed. They're now called GPTs. And I'm going to show you how to create your own social media one and then how you can have it create graphics using your Canva account. So first and foremost, when you are in your ChatGPT, so let's see here. Oh yeah, Chris is like, worth it. It's totally worth it. 20 bucks a month, y'all, totally worth it. And like, don't tell ChatGPT, but I feel like they could definitely get a lot more than 20 bucks a month. Wayne, the link is chat.openai.com. So I put it in the chat for you, but that's where you would go and register for ChatGPT in general. All right. So how many of you guys has anyone created their own GPT in ChatGPT if you're on the paid version? Yes, no, maybe so. Or have heard of GPTs? Started, yeah. It's really cool. I really like this feature because you can, like, as a mortgage professional, y'all can like build out a ton of different GPTs, first-time home buyers, VAs, USDA, like ton of different ones. So in order to create a GPT, and I want you to think about a GPT as an added, like an assistant. That's why I like to call it a marketing assistant, because you can have it do whatever, like literally whatever you want. Like if you're like, hey, I really want to have an assistant that just talks about VA loans, create one in ChatGPT. I want an assistant that just does my past client email marketing, create a GPT. Like you can just create a 100 different assistants for you. And so to do that, In the paid version, we're going to go to where it says Explore GPTs, and you'll see that over in the left-hand side panel. You can also get there by going to your name and clicking on customize or My GPT. Sorry, not customize, My GPT. So either one will get you there. In the GPT section, right, this is where you can find a ton that have already been created. So, for example, you can find
The
your
benefits of doing an
Canva.
FHA loan, you could go that extra 5 LTV.
If I came and was like, okay, cool, I'm going to search for Canva, you can come into your search and you can go Canva and you will find the Canva GPT. If you use Zapier, you can find a GPT for Zapier. If you do YouTube videos, you can find a ton of GPTs that will help you create descriptions or watch the video and create captions for you. There's a ton of already created GPTs in here that you can easily use, but we're going to create our own. So in order to do that, we're going to navigate into the top right-hand corner and click on Create. And within the GPT builder, it literally walks you through all of like how to build, right? So it will ask you questions. It will ask you everything that you need right in here. And so basically it's saying, hi, what can I help you build today? And you can say something like, make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products. So we're going to tell it, I would like a social media marketer to create social media captions for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Okay, that's what we're going to say. All right. And what it's going to do is it's going to come back and it's going to name your GPT. It just comes up with some random name. I usually rename it because sometimes it comes up with something that doesn't make any sense. So social media wizard, that's fine. But you can rename it if, like, let's say you are creating a one that does VA home loans, then you want to name it VA home loans. And here's why. Let me open it up. And if I go into my GPT, so the ones that I've created, you will see you want to be able to easily, this is just where you find the name. So if it does like Marketing Maven, which I've had it do, you will be like, wait, what is it doing? So if you want a USDA virtual assistant, a first time home buyer one, right? So name it what you would want. But we're just going to go with that. We're going to say, yep, looks good. And then it's going to create a little graphic, a fun little graphic. And that graphic literally goes right here. So you can't even see it really. So don't get hung up on these first two little pieces when you're creating your GPT in your ChatGPT. So let it generate that profile picture. Fantastic. Look, it's like a wizard wand. So we're just going to say, yep, looks good. But if you have changes, you can absolutely change it. But like I said, don't get too hung up in this area here. So now it's going to ask you questions. So it actually prompts you how to create the GPT. So it is like, let's make sure the GPT behaves exactly how you want it to. To start, could you describe what types of captions you usually need? Are there certain styles or themes you prefer? So I'm just going to say, I want it to write captions as a mortgage professional on various types of home loans, period, right? So that's what we're going to create. So you can start building it and telling it what you want. It's probably going to ask, how do you want it to respond? Do you want it to be friendly, professional, informative, educational, whatever? So if it doesn't, right? So now it says, do you want to give it a try? We're going to say, I would like the responses to be educational and friendly with a like high school grade level comprehension. Okay. And then it's going to update the GPT builder to include all of that. Now, when you are building your GPT, this is actually where you will come into this right-hand side. So you guys should see like this little preview section. This is where your like playground is. This is where once you kind of have this built out, like, is there anything else you'd like to tweak? Nope. then we're going to actually come over into this playground section, and we're just going to have it write a caption and see if we like it. So social media caption on just do HELOCs, okay? And so I don't have to really prompt it much. So you guys may have been learning how to prompt your chat GPT, but if you're building a GPT specific for VA loans, you know, FHA loans, whatever, you don't have to really prompt it much. You're building it right there. So all you have to do is just say, I just need a social media caption if it's specific to VAs. I just need a social media caption on HELOCs. I just need a social media caption on VA loans, right? So it's going to write out a social media caption. You can say, okay, this looks fantastic. Or if you're like, you know what, I really want to make sure that my NMLS number is added at the bottom, my phone number is added, you can come over here and say at the bottom of every post, please add my NMLS number. Okay. Oh, wait, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait, hold on. Let it update. So let it update, and then I'll give it my fake NMLS number because I don't have one. So every post will include NMLS number at the bottom, which is that. So we're going to give it my NMLS number. And now when I go to test it, it will actually put my NMLS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the bottom. Okay. So this is just creating the GPT within your chat GPT. We're getting to the Canva part, I promise. And Todd, yes. So when I do webinars, the webinars I'm walking you through stuff, but my workshops, we actually go and do it together step by step. So you are absolutely getting the recording of this. So you can walk through it with me step by step. But my webinars are much, much shorter. So they're more compact than like my full workshops. All right. And then Wayne, in regards to the logo and all of that in the backgrounds, that's going to be in Canva. So we'll get to that section here in just a second. Okay. So now we're going to come over here and say social media caption on HELOC. Okay. And it will write it. And then now it should add my NMLS number at the bottom. Now, one thing I want to just as a really quick side note for you guys, in the preview section, so in this section over here, I always have people that go, oh, I really like this caption that it created, but this is the playground. So once you click on create, this goes away. It doesn't populate anywhere. This is just testing out what you're creating. So if you're like, ooh, I really like this caption, I need you to make sure that you copy and paste it somewhere, okay? Because you're not going to get it back. I have so many people who are like, wait, where did that just go? And it goes away. It's just a playground. So keep that in mind if you're like, ooh, I really like these captions. That's what you'll want to make sure to do. So anyways, now we see that it's adding my NMLS number at the bottom of my post. And once you have your GPT and you're like, yes, playground looks good, everything looks good in here, I want you to click on configure. And then in here is actually where if you're like, yeah, I really don't like social media wizard, we're just going to name it social media captions. You can rename your GPT in here. The description, everything ChatGPT already puts in here for you. So a brief little description they'll add in here. Now the instructions in here, this is basically what we just told it in the create section. Okay, so, you know, serve as a social media marketer specializing in the mortgage industry. It's educational, friendly, for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, focused on home loans, right? So this is a brief overview of everything we just put into the create section on this. And I want you to remember that, because if you ever go back in to edit your GPT, everything that is populating over here right now won't be there. It'll be in the configure section on the instruction. So if you're like, crap, what did I put in this GPT? Like, what did I tell it to do? It's in your instructions once you create it. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully. I got some cameras off, but hopefully, I know I'm going quick. I want to make sure I get everything in because it's a lot of information. So let me know if that makes sense. Drop it in the chat, or you have like, can you update those instructions? Yes, Steve. So you can, and then yes, Candy, you can absolutely add the instructions. And I'm going to show you once I create it, how you would go back in and edit the instructions. But this is where you would find them because you won't see this when you go back into edit. Okay. Now, lastly, these conversation starters, you can add up to 5 conversation starters, and I'll show you where these populate in the ChatGPT section. But you can easily, like, if you're like, okay, this is my social media caption assistant, and I want a social media caption for VA loans, social media caption for USDA loans, USDA loans, right? And these are like maybe my top things that I talk about the most. Social media caption for I don't know, non-QM loans. Okay. So let's just say those are my top 3 loans that I love to talk about, that I'm, well versed in, what I like to do the most. Then I'm going to add those into my conversation starters, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. And then if you want to upload files, this is the great thing about GPTs to get your brand voice. So if you have a VA guide, or if you have a USDA home loan guide that you want to upload, you can upload it and it will learn that file, that information, and it will pull from that you upload in here.
One property
Okay,
address.
so that is something that you can easily go in and start adding files if you have some stuff that you want to do. If you have a VA home guide, like I said, or a USDA home loan guide. Okay, now once you have this all configured, you're going to come up in this right-hand corner and you're going to click on Create. It's going to ask you if you want it to be only you, if you want it to be anyone with the link, or publish to the store. Basically, it's saying, like, do you want to share this GPT to that store? Remember when I showed you in the very beginning how to search, and that anyone that publishes a GPT, that's where it would go? You can publish your GPT and other people could use it. Only me, or if you have a team and you're creating this GPT and you want to share it with your team, you can share it with a link. Okay, so I'm just going to click on only me and then share. And then it is going to publish it. And so now I can actually use that GPT in ChatGPT, right? So now this is my social media caption GPT that I can use. And very quickly, let me show you where you would find this if you're just getting back into your ChatGPT. So for example, I just refreshed this one. If I went down again to my name and clicked on my GPTs, now you should see that one populate right here, right? So now I can start using this GPT at any time simply by clicking on it, boop, boop, right there. And now it opens this up. So what I did, y'all saw me add in these little like conversation starters. So instead of me even typing that I need a social media post on USDA loans, I just hit my little button and voila, now it writes me a little social media caption on USDA loans. Okay, so that's where those like conversation starters can be helpful, because you don't even have to like type anything anymore. You just hit a button. So, but if not, you can also still prompt it, right? You can still say social media caption. Oh my gosh, caption for HELOCs, okay? And the reason that I'm not, normally when I do my prompting courses, I'm like, okay, you need to tell it exactly what you're looking for. And that is absolutely true. I need a social media caption that talks about, HELOCs, that would be geared towards, that's friendly. You need to tell it all of those things. You need to prompt it. But if you're creating a GPT, you don't have to do all that prompting because you did it when you built it. Okay. If you're just coming into your ChatGPT and you're not using like a created GPT, then you're going to have to prompt it for all of that. Okay. I hope that kind of makes a little bit of sense. So if you're coming into ChatGPT and you're just using your good old GPT right here, right? You're not linked to any created GPT or anything like that. That's where you're going to come in here and say, I need a social media, post for first time home buyers in Tampa, right? This is where you're writing out an entire prompt. Okay. But when you're creating a GPT specific for social media captions, right, you don't have to write all of that out. So that just makes it so easy, so fast, and you guys are busy. So this just is something that you just go in and be like, bam. Now, here's how we start to incorporate Canva. Okay, so this is the fun part. So is everyone kind of, I know it's a lot, but are you all kind of caught up to me with GPTs? Do you have any questions on GPTs? I know you'll probably have to go back, watch the replay to create it all, but are you kind of caught up with what a GPT is, the benefits of it, all of that? Does that all make sense to you guys? I want to make sure. I know I talked fast, but I want to make sure that was helpful. Let me know in the chat if you guys are good questions on GPTs before I move into the Canva section. A lot to absorb. Yeah, yep. It is a lot. It's a lot. But once you're in here, I mean, you can't break ChatGPT. So once you're in here, just play around with it. I promise you'll be like, whoa, like a whole new world. And Michelle, yes. So this is the paid version of ChatGPT. Yep. And then if you see like on when I was in here, you'll see like I have ChatGPT 4. That's also just on the paid version. And ChatGPT 4 just opens up, it's a whole different thing, but it opens up just other opportunities within the chat. Okay, so I've started using Gemini, Bard, Google. Yeah, so I've played around with some of them. I am not as well versed in those. I've gotten in just to kind of see how they work. They do really well to create, captions and things like that. I don't think they have the capabilities yet like ChatGPT does, like this, like the GPT, and then linking. I'm not sure if they're able to link to Canva because I haven't been in them in a while. So I'm not sure if they're able to like do all of those pieces to kind of get to where we are right now. Oh, I know, Steve, so many hats. So many hats in the business. And this is a huge help. And I'm a social media marketer, so I just do the social media part, but y'all, you can use ChatGPT for so much in your business, AI, all of that stuff. Like I said, email marketing, you can write your bio for your website, you can have it help you create a website. All of that stuff can be done here in ChatGPT. Michelle, is ChatGPT free? The conversation starters. Okay, so in order to do the GPTs with the conversation starters, you would have to be on the paid version. But you should, on the non-paid version, you still would be able to create social media captions and all of that kind of stuff in there. And as far as it being current now to 2024, yes, if you are using like if you're in the GPT-4, it will pull current information. Or if you're using a GPT that is pulling data from the web. So it's not current in the free version, just as an FYI there. Okay. All right. So let's look at so free, Steve, I don't believe free does, because you need to have the GPTs in order to create your Canva graphics. I don't think the free ChatGPT is current. I don't, last time I haven't been in the free one for a year, but I don't think it's up to date. It might be maybe to the end of last year. I'd have to double check for you, Michelle, on that one. Okay, so let's look at, once you have your GPT, then what you'll want to do to link to Canva. So this, I need you to, if you're multitasking, come back to me. So this is where once your caption is created, then we're gonna do, you're gonna see at Canva, okay, at Canva, and see how it pulls up Canva right here. You're gonna click on that, and now the GPT I just created that does social media captions is now talking to Canva. Okay, so key there, huge key, at Canva, click on it. It needs to say talking to Canva. You can't just say create a graphic on that social media caption. It will create one using Dolly, which if y'all have tried out Dolly, It's not the best option, and sometimes it's in like a foreign language. So I recommend Canva. So at Canva. Now, if you get here and you're like, why isn't Canva pulling up when I do the at Canva sign? You need to go into your chat. I'm going to just go into a different screen. You need to go into your chat GPT. You need to go into your explore GPTs, your search. You need to search for search, if I can spell, that would be helpful. Search for Canva, click on it. And for most of you, it may say start chat. Some of you, it may require you to log in. Some of you, it may require you to do a sign in, whatever the case is. Come in here and you're going to click on start chat or whatever prompt it asks you to do. Okay. So if you don't see that option when you're in here, then boop, go do that. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with your comments too. How do we tell it to include some parameters? Oh yeah. So John, easy peasy. When you, and I'll go back and edit, I'll show you how to edit the GPT, but you can add in those parameters in your GPT. So you would easily just say, hey, for HELOC post, the FICO can go as low as 620, whatever parameters you want to add in there, you can add it. You just tell it like as if you were talking to an assistant. You just tell it exactly what you want. And then yes, Canva and ChatGPT 4. And then Michael, yes, I am you will be getting this recorded, emailed out to you for sure. Okay. All right. So now that we did our let me show you, third time's a charm, at Canva, click on it, talking to Canva. Okay. Now I'm going to say, please, y'all, I'm really nice to my ChatGPT. Please create a graphic on the social post above. Okay. And you can probably just actually type create graphic. But I like to tell it please and thank you. It's great. So here we go. So now it is going to, could you please share? Oh, hold on. What will the design? Oh, geez Louise. Let's get started on the graphic. Home equity lines of credit. Could you please share more about the style or mood you're envisioning for this design? I don't know. Educational. All right. So fantastic. I'm going to start. So sometimes it asks additional questions. It's like, oh, what would you like? So Canva is going to pop up. It will always say, you can click on always allow, but you always want to make sure that you're going to have to click allow. It's going to open up a Canva plugin GPT that it can then use. It does take it a minute or two. And the nice thing, here's why I like using Canva over Dolly. Okay. So for those of you who are like, wait a second, now you're really confusing me. Dolly is like a built-in graphic function in ChatGPT where I don't have to say at Canva. I could literally just ask it for a graphic and it will create a graphic through Dolly. Dolly, however, is something that you don't have the ability to edit. So using Canva and having a Canva account, I'm able to come in and edit these graphics in my Canva account, okay? But I can't do it with Dolly. And Dolly tends to talk in a foreign language. So, all right, so here's two graphics that it came up with, all right? Now, my brand colors, if y'all don't know, are hot pink and orange. So obviously this is not bright enough for my liking, but I'm going to go, okay, I really like this option 1. So I'm going to click on the graphic. And as long as I'm already logged into my Canva account, it's going to pull up the graphic. And so now I can come in here and I can be like, okay, well, my graphics are, let me open up my brand kit here. My colors are pink, right? So now I can easily come in here and edit my own graphic. It did the work for me. So it did a nice little layout and I'm opening it, but I'm just putting in my colors. Okay. And kind of going back to Wayne, I believe you asked about the equal housing lender logo, right? So then you would just make sure that you add in, I have my logo pulled up, but you just add the logo and you can add it right into your Canva graphic because you're able to edit it. You're able to edit it right from your chat GPT. Okay. So it significantly reduces the time that you have to actually do all of the work, all of the graphics, right? You can easily come in here if you don't like this photo, you can easily come in here and find a different home and, you know, throw in a different home over here. Whatever the case is, you can start kind of tweaking the graphic itself, but just know that you can easily come in here and adjust everything in here, especially if you have your brand kit. It makes it very simple. So you guys saw, all I did was come in here, choose my brand kit, and there's my pink, there's my blue, there's my orange, right? And I just was able to tweak it that way. My logo is already uploaded in my brand kit. I just click it and there it is. I also have in my client accounts, I have the equal housing lender logo. So all I have to do is click the, you know, let's say this is it. I click the equal housing lender logo. I make it, I make it super, super small. And then I put it in the corner of every graphic for my clients. So that's how you can easily start doing some of these graphics. Okay. Ooh, a lot of questions here. All right. Can you talking to so Elva, if talking to Canva isn't coming up, so you'll want to make sure to come into your ChatGPT, go into Explore GPTs, and then search for Canva here first, click on it, and then follow these prompts. You'll need to start chat, or you may need to log in or something like that. But what I recommend is start chat and then actually come in here and like ask a question in here so it's been used, and then it should populate. Okay, sometimes you have to use it first. So hopefully that makes it pop up for you. Okay. Can you prompt it to change the colors on option 1 rather than, yeah, so Lewis, you can prompt it. Now, here's the thing. Let me I'll just do it right here for you. So let's say I like option 1, keep the graphic for option 1, but change the colors to hot pink. Okay, so let me prompt it and let me show you what it does. Oh, yeah. So see how it says you can easily adjust the color palette in Canva. So sometimes you're able to tell it, hey, my colors are hot pink and orange. Can you create graphics that are hot pink and orange? But if you want to change something specifically, you'll have to do it in your Canva account. Okay.
How do you get it into the Canva account?
Oh, Denise, say that again.
How do you get it into the Canva account?
Yeah, so I'm just logged in. So you'll want to make sure to be already logged into your Canva. And then when you click the graphic, it'll open up in your Canva account. So like I click the graphic, it opens up, but you have to be logged into your Canva account first. Awesome. All right. So then, okay. So then can you show me again what you did to create the image? Mine did not create images, gave me another caption. Okay. So if it's creating another caption,
Chelsea, forget that. I got it.
Okay. I was like, wait, I think I saw you say never mind later on in the chat. But for anyone else, that's where the making sure that it says talking to Canva is showing in order for the graphic to pull. Okay. How can you do this with a short video that you create? So, and then hold on, can you do a video versus a graphic? We'll get to that. Is there a way to remove a background from an uploaded logo so it looks like yours? Yes, Steve. So in the paid version of Canva, you can remove the background of your logo, or if you have your logo done in a transparent PNG file, you can upload it into Canva as a transparent PNG file, and it won't, transparent won't have that background. But if you already have a logo that has a white background, then you can upload it into Canva in the paid version and remove the background. There's also other apps that will do it too. Okay, so back to video. Can you create a video on this caption? Oh, or all right. Let's just say images of homes. Okay. All right. So let it populate the little action going on over here in Canva. Y'all, it's so funny because I feel like sometimes you're like, gosh, it takes like a minute or two, but y'all, it's so fast. Oh, Melvin, I don't know that I've heard of perplexity.ai, to be 100% honest with you. So no experience there. No experience at all. Okay. So what it's going to do when you ask it to create a video, it pulls up a couple of like video montages, I guess would be the way to put it. So if I click on one of these videos that, oh my gosh, it just keeps going. One of these videos that it created, so we're going to click on this. Then what you're going to see is kind of a like put together one that doesn't have a lot of information in it because I didn't give it a lot of information. So you'll need to make sure with video content, it's a little bit trickier because you need to tell it a lot more information on what you want the video to be and what you want the video to include. So for example, if I'm doing a video on HELOC, like, and secondly, before I move on, it gives you multiple template styles. So for example, you guys see this long form, that's like the Facebook, like a Facebook ad size. This would be a Instagram graphic size. And then here's like your stories or your reels size. So if you wanted a reel, then you would open up like the one that is the long form graphic. And so it doesn't do the best job at creating videos with little information or just in general, in my opinion, right? But I'm a social media marketer. So for me, I'm like, oh, I can do way more than this. So when you're looking at video content, this would be totally okay if you just want to say like learn, like you might have to adjust the words, right? Learn more about HELOCs, HELOCs. And then like, let's not do that. And then we're going to add like an arrow. Okay. An arrow down. And then basically I'm telling my people to read my caption because it's in the caption, right? So you kind of, the video content, it's coming. I feel it, it's coming. But it's still a work in progress in this ChatGPT. Now, like I said, it's possible. You just got to give it a lot of information and something to really work with. Okay, does that help? But you can do videos. You just got to help it. Now, one thing that you can also do, so for example, where's my, I'll open so many here. Okay, so let's say we take this graphic here, okay, and you're like, okay, I really like this graphic and I kind of want a video, just the words can move around, right? Like that's still video content. You can easily just take the graphic, oops, and the text, so like if you look at the text, you can easily animate the text to do something, right? Pop, whatever, you know, you can have it typewriter, whatever. And now it's a video. So you can kind of convert some of the graphics it creates into a video. So that's kind of a workaround there. But when it comes to the actual video content, you saw like it'll give you kind of a design for you to work off of. Okay. All right. So no, I have not used Soria. I primarily stick in, like, I have like dabbled in some of the other ones like Bard and things like that, but I primarily stick in ChatGPT basically because it's what I've been using for the past, since it launched a little over a year ago. So it's what I am very like much more versed in than any other platform. So I primarily stay in my ChatGPT world. All right. So does that help with the Canva? Do you guys feel that being able to create a GPT to create your captions, to create some graphics, maybe not the best videos yet, but create the graphics to get into your social media platforms, do you find that helpful? Oh, Steve, for the videos in regards to adding captions to their video reels, so yes, you can use it. You want to use it in ChatGPT. You use Opus Clips. I use Munch, for example, to add those captions, like the ones that like kind of light up as you go. That's what I use for video content. But there's a ton of different caption generators out there as well. You can also just use Instagram, for example. Yeah, like it's getmunch.com. Getmunch.com. Munch. Yeah, getmunch.com. That's what I use. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now let me show you guys. Let's say you're like, okay, cool, this is working well, but maybe I wanted to add the stipulations, those HELOC stipulations around, this is my virtual assistant and I really need something edited in here, y'all. Okay, you'll go to My GPTs down here in that bottom left. You'll click on My GPTs, and then over here, you will see like whichever one you're trying to edit. You will click on the little pencil and it will say, oops, you'll see it pop up, Edit GPT. When you click on the pencil, it opens up, remember how I showed you in the beginning, your instructions. This is where it will show you what the GPT was created about, because in the create section, all of that is gone. So remember how I said if you are talking to it, this goes away and it configures in the instructions. So in case you're like, crap, I can't remember what this GPT does, the instructions are, okay, you named it Social Media Wizard. It serves as a social media marketer for the mortgage industry. It crafts educational, oh, sorry, my dog just coughed, educational and friendly captions for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So it tells you what that is. Now, if you want to come in and edit it, you can either do so in the instructions. So if you want to say, please add these parameters when talking about HELOCs. Oops, oh my gosh, I cannot type today, HELOCs, right? And then you can add that in. You can also, I'm going to erase that. You can also go into the create section and have the conversation. I would like to add in new parameters around HELOCs, HELOC social media captions. Okay, so you can then come in here and you can now have that conversation within the create builder, and then it will add it into your configure section. It'll add it back into your instructions. You'll click on update. Okay, and so once it updates, now you have everything that you wanted in that GPT updated. Okay. So hopefully that's helpful for the editing feature for the ChatGPT. You would click on edit and then it will edit that GPT for you. So like, for example, I don't remember what I did social media guide on. So I would come in here, I would edit it, and then I would read about what I have this social media guide GPT doing. And then if I needed to edit it, I would come in and edit it. And then it would update, and there it would be for me. All right.
To the My GPTs. How did you do that again?
Yeah. So over on the far left-hand side where your name is at the very bottom, if you click on it, you should see My Plan and then My GPTs.
Yep.
They'll be right there. You can also find them in the Explore GPTs section. You'll see My GPTs in the top right corner. And then if you click that, it'll also take you to your GPTs. So easy peasy. Last and definitely not least, because I promised before I open it up to questions, I did promise that I have a exclusive offer for you guys today. So I want to share with you guys. I want to share that with you guys. Oops, let me X out of this. So, oh gosh, go away. All right, so I have a workshop. So kind of like what I was saying at the very beginning, I have a workshop, and my workshops, if you guys have ever sat in on them, I know a couple of you on this call have sat in on my workshops. If you are in a workshop with me, I do it step by step. So my workshops are 3-day workshops, and we walk through step by step exactly how to do everything in what the workshop is. So I am doing a 3-day Canva workshop that is going to be May 1st through 3rd from 12 to 1 each day. And basically you guys saw how I kind of had my brand kit in there. I had my colors, I had my logo. I did some stuff by changing the photos. I added the movement in the characters, the graphics, all of that. So we are going to be walking step by step, hand in hand together with that. So you will be able to learn Canva as a whole, okay? So my workshops are only $67 for the full 3 days. And in the Canva workshop, day 1, we'll be going over all the branding. So getting your brand kit done that you saw with my logo, the colors, making sure that we extract all of your logo colors, navigating Canva's interface. So if you aren't using ChatGPT, how can you just create a graphic from scratch? And all of that. That will be day 1. Day 2 is going to be crafting our social media graphics. So using templates or starting from scratch, how to do all of that for our brand and for our audience and for our specific posts that we're looking for. And then the last day, I'm going to share with you guys how to do reels or like video content in ChatGPT. So basically how to create an Instagram reel or maybe a Facebook ad video, something like that. We're going to walk through that, and I'm going to show you how to create those and kind of make some movement, faceless videos, all of that type of stuff. And then Drew, they will be recorded. So even if you can't make it live, you will have the recordings of this workshop each and every day. So if you're like, I can only make it on May 2nd, you'll get May 1st and 3rd. Well, you'll get 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, but you'll get all the recordings to this workshop. Now, if you want to join, the QR code is right there for you. But the bonus that I'm offering for only the next 24 hours, so for those of you guys that are on this call and over the next 24 hours, so only those that registered, I am giving you, I have a simplified social hub. So you will get access to that for 1 month. That is usually $67 a month. But in that hub, you get weekly live Q&A calls with me every Thursday. So if you have questions on anything social media related, right? So we walk through setting up Facebook ads, we walk through Facebook groups, Facebook pages, anything related to your social media. You get access to any paid workshop that I do in that month. So you'll get access for May 1st through May 31st when you register within the next 24 hours for the Canva workshop. You'll get targeted trainings in there. You'll get on-demand trainings that I have in there. And then also monthly webinars or anything like that. Okay, awesome. And then, oh, and access to me as a social media expert. If we use ChatGPT, why do we need a Canva workshop? Yeah, absolutely, Wayne. So basically you saw in ChatGPT, if you want to customize your graphics and you want to be able to add your logo, you want to be able to adjust the colors, or you want to be able to change out things and you're not sure how to do that, that would be how you would do everything in Canva, right? So ChatGPT can only do so much when you are creating graphics in ChatGPT. But the graphics themselves, if you want them to be in your brand colors, your logo, make sure your NMLS number, your equal housing lender logo. If you want to learn how to create graphics out of ChatGPT, right? Because it only gave me 2 options. If I'm like, I don't like either one of those, then if you know how to create graphics and pull templates on your own, you can do them very quickly. I don't create graphics in ChatGPT 90% of the time. I create them from scratch. So this will help you with all of that. Plus, if you want to create flyers or, you know, anything like that, you'll learn all of that. Okay. Do you have a written out instructions too for those of us that need screenshots? Michelle, do you mean like written out for this webinar? Is that what you're talking about? And then while you answer, is it better to create your own GPTs or use Magic Write in Canva? Oh, that's a good question, Carrie. So in this workshop, I will also show you some of the magic tools that Canva offers. You can 100% use Magic Write. I will tell you that I find GPTs to be much better, but that's my personal preference. I used to use Magic Write before GPTs came out, and I just find GPTs to be way better, and ChatGPT in general. Okay. Are you going to be doing a separate ChatGPT ongoing workshop as well, or are they combined? So this is only going to be Canva, my Canva workshop. For this and for other, oh wait, hold on, Michelle, do you have for this and so I don't necessarily do written out instructions because you'll get the recordings of this and we walk through it step by step. So you'll want to have like your watch me on your phone and then have your computer logged in so you can do it simultaneously with me. And then do we also need Canva premium or free? So for the workshop, you don't have to have the paid version. However, there are going to be features that I will show you that are only on the paid version. So your brand kit will only be on the paid version, but I will show you an alternative way to add in your logo or anything like that on the free version. If you want to remove a background, for example, I know someone had asked about removing a background on their logo, that would be in the paid version of Canva. So I will show you the differences and you can take a look at it. I recommend, I think the free version is $100, $110 a year. So I highly encourage the paid version because it also gives you access to a lot of graphics, videos, and things like that on the paid version for rights. So I recommend it, but you won't have to have it. I will navigate you through the differences. Like, oh, if you're on the free version, this is what you would have to do to navigate around what I'm showing on the paid version. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, looks like the workshop is at 9 Pacific. So 12, yes, 3 hours. Yes, so it'd be 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you are, so if you are already a part of the Simplified Social Hub, so Denise, you are already a part of the Simplified Social Hub, you get the Canva class included. Yep, so you will have access to this come May 1st. You'll be able to hop right in. And all of the recordings and everything will also go into the hub too. So if you can't make a day, it'll be in there for you. All right, okay, cool. So if you want to join, like I said, if you want access to this social hub as well, that's my exclusive bonus for the next 24 hours. You'll be able to access the hub from May 1st through May 31st, which is perfect because you'll be able to hop on additional calls with me or ask additional questions at any time on anything about social media, but also if you're going through the Canva class, we can work through that in the hub as well. So if you want to join, you just pick up your phone and scan that QR code. But I will also, wait, hold on, that's my ChatGPT. I will also drop in the link to the ChatGPT if that's easier for you guys. I'll drop it in. Let me copy it here. So there you go. It's also in the chat if you don't want to scan the QR code. Okay. All right. So what other questions do you guys have for me that I can help answer? We still have about 5 minutes left. So happy to answer any additional questions that you guys have in regards to Canva, using Canva and ChatGPT, setting up the GPT, anything on the Canva class that I've got going on for you guys. And again, this is what you'll be learning about in the Canva workshop is on this here. Was this helpful for you guys? I definitely hope so. Please let me know if it was helpful. If it was helpful, please always feel free to go on Google or Facebook and leave a review for me. I love that very dearly. Okay, I've been generating a lot of social content. Will you be touching on how to best organize? Oh, okay. So we can definitely touch on, organization in Canva, absolutely. Because I have a lot of clients that I have to organize in my Canva account, so I could absolutely help you with organization inside Canva and my best practices. And then scheduling and posting, we can absolutely do inside of the hub. So I can definitely do like a quick webinar tutorial in the hub on scheduling your content in like Meta Business Suite or on a third-party platform. And then Wayne, yes, that's the link for the Canva workshop. Okay, yay. Okay, I'm so glad it was helpful for you guys. Please feel free, you guys, I'm at the Chelsea Gardner on all of my social media platforms. So please feel free to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. I don't do much on TikTok. LinkedIn, wherever, I'm all over the place. But yeah, I will stay on for just another minute or two. So if you guys have any questions, please just drop them. But other than that, if you guys don't, I will see you guys next time and hopefully in the Canva workshop in May. So thank you so much, y'all. Oh, so Wayne, the social hub it's a Facebook group, and basically you get access to weekly calls with me. So I do live weekly Q&A calls every Thursday in the hub. I also will give you access to any paid workshop. So if you're in the hub, you'll get access to, like, for example, those that are already in the hub, you will get access to the Canva workshop at no cost. So any other workshops that I have coming up, which I have a really good one coming up in June, you'll get access to that at no cost. You also get like targeted trainings, on-demand trainings. If you have questions, if you're like, hey, Chelsea, I need help with how to upload a custom audience, we walk through all of that. You get direct access to me for questions. And the hub itself is $67 a month. So you'll get access to it for 1 month at no cost, May 1st through May 31st with the Canva workshop. Or you can just join the hub. I mean, you can definitely just do that too. And then obviously you'll have access to the hub, or you'll have access to the Canva workshop regardless. And then, yes, Michelle, so if you sign up for the Canva workshop, you will get an invite to the social hub the day before May 1st. So you'll get access to it for the whole month of May. You got, yep, that is right. That's right. Okay. And then what I'll do, Wayne, I will put in, if you, oops, hold on, I'm trying to navigate over to my thing here. So if you just want to join the simplified social hub, you can definitely do that as well. Like I said, you automatically get access to the Canva workshop anyways. I'll drop that link in the chat. So, if you want to join that, that's $67 a month, but you get free access to the workshop. All right. Anyone else have any more questions for me before I pop off and end the call? Everyone's good? All right. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope y'all have a absolutely wonderful weekend. And a fun weekend. Y'all heard I was heading my happy self to Disney Springs, so I'm pretty excited. If y'all don't know, I am a Disney fanatic, so I'm really excited about it. But I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Be sure to check my stories. I'm sure I'll share about my little Disney adventures in Disney Springs. So I will see y'all next time, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the Canva workshop in a couple of weeks. So have a good one. Oops. And